Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Welcome everybody guys, as we promised yesterday, today we will take a look at the cable and the Great British Pound. So those of you who are watching our weekly reports, you probably know that we have long-term bearish view on the Great British Pound due to some political and economical problems that United Kingdom right now is meeting. In a shorter-term perspective still, the situation that we see and in general the patterns that are forming here is very similar to euro currency. On euro currency it's a bit brighter bullish sentiment, but here we also have some bullish signs. At least they could help us to understand where we should not count anymore on the bullish setup, and until the bullish patterns that we see right now will be valid, we could watch for bullish scenario. So first let's take a look at the euro currency just briefly, only on a daily chart. So here guys we have another grabber have been formed, and here we are getting the chain of the bullish grabbers, and that's a good sign. In general we are waiting for upward action, so the stop that we have discussed recently, yesterday, our analysis, our video is still valid, and we're watching what will happen here. So on the Great British Pound we have some common issues compared to euro currency, but patterns a bit different. So if we are on the euro currency, we have the large hand shoulders pattern. Here we don't have this kind of action. The one thing that we have is market stands at the major weekly support, or at least relatively close to it. So it's 129. The lows here was 126.60. So well, it's a significant drop of 250 pips. So I'm not sure that this level is still valid. But anyway, if you'll take a look at the contracted picture, you'll see that it stands relatively close. So that's why I put it on the chart. Besides, this is the final major support that exists on the Great British Pound. So somehow some response has started here. And 2 days ago we've got the bullish grabber on a daily on Great British Pound. This grabber is very important for short-term setup because it shows the invalidation point and it suggests taking out of this top. So following this pattern, we could suggest a kind of the ABCD action up somewhere to the next level is 132, 132.50 or approximately, because fourth fib resistance already has been tested. This was the touching of this level, it's dropping. So and while the grabber is valid, we could keep an eye on this setup. As a result, this will be only the temporal relief for Great British Pound, is kind of the pullback retracement, because as a result we could get, as you can see, godless equal to sell pattern, which suggests some downward continuation here. So this is not the kind of the reversal action, reversal pattern, but it's kind of the retracement right now we see on the Great British Pound, so on the daily. At the same time, this pattern is also important because it provides the invalidation point. And if market will drop below it and erase the grabber, it will mean that we can't count on this scenario anymore. And conversely, we could get the butterfly to the downside. So take a look, this could become the left wing. If market will drop here and taking out of these lows, that will starting the right wing of the pattern, and we could see downward continuation taking out of these lows. That's why this candle and the grabber pattern is very important, especially its lows, for the short-term stop, short-term perspective for the Great British Pound. Taken on the intraday charts, on the follow time frame chart, what we have, actually this is the same ABCD as on a daily, and market here could finalize this ABCD by the butterfly 1618 extension. So it looks too large, but in reality, if you will calculate the 1618 extension of this action, you'll see precisely these areas, 132 approximately. It coincides mostly with the ABCD target, and take a look. This will be also the monthly pivot resistance one. Right now, market is struggling and calling around the pivots. So take a look. This is the monthly pivot point. This is weekly pivot point, and it's kind of the break-even on the sentiment on the market. Also here we could recognize the kind of the hand shoulders pattern. Here was the clear butterfly, as you can see. It's thrusting action here. It's 1618 butterfly. Now market stands at the top of the right arm. But there's two drawbacks of this pattern. So first of all, hand shoulders, it's not quite a hand shoulders actually, because market hand shoulders usually forms at top. But here we see the just upward reversal from the bottom and appearing on the hand shoulders. This is not the place for this pattern because this is the bearish reversal pattern. Well, second, we have daily directional pattern, which is the stop grabber, and I think that's overruled the intraday charts, intraday patterns. That's why, following this logic, it's more chance that this hand shoulders will fail or market will just continue move higher rather than it will work and will drop market below these lows. If, of course, our grabber will collapse. But as grabber is still valid, we will be working with the upside direction. And it means, from that standpoint, we need to get some entry point that is mostly close to the invalidation point, just to minimize risk. And we will count that, we will bet on the grabber and suggest that this will lead us to the target. So on the hourly chart, here situation is developing. We have the first pullback up. Sorry guys, one moment here. Double repo buy. You are asking about the Great British Pound, and here was the, yes indeed, that was the double repo buy on the 4-hour time frame chart. It's a very good pattern. It's more than 8 candles to the downside with the gap. This is indeed the double repo buy pattern that has pushed market up from this support area. So on the hourly chart, we have the upward action and kind of the triangle. So since markets was under depression from the bearish sentiment for a long time period, I think the retracement here will be deep. And I would suggest that watching for this kind of action. A, B, C top, OP target. This will be approximately 2860. This will create the agreement with the major 618 support. And simultaneously it could give us godly steeple to buy. Finally, this place will be very close to this lows and validation point of the grabber, and it will be suitable for attempt on taking the long position. At least the risk will be acceptable here. So that's, I think, the scenario that we will follow on Great British Pound.